Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, Mike, and this is the DM podcast, of course, with my boy, YS. Today, we're just talking awards. So this pod may not be too long. Who knows? We may talk the whole time, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you guys enjoy the content, that's what matters the most. And the NBA season is winding down, so we have to get to our awards. We're going to talk about our MVPs. We're going to talk about our first team All NBA, second team, third team. We'll talk about it all. But first, before I continue, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. YS, how's everything?
Everything is everything. Everything is beautiful. How about you?
Good, can't complain. Jokic just beat, Minnesota. Some of our
Nuggets.
picks.
The Nuggets. The Nuggets.
Who did I say? Yo,
You
I
said
said Jokic.
Jokic. Yeah.
You're right. I don't know. The Jokic love is real, mind you. I know for myself, I'm not gonna have a lot of Jokic love, even though we all know Jokic is a good player. I saw there was a video of Kevin Hart talking about like they just can't give Jokic a third MVP. They can't do it. The league, it would hurt the league. I wouldn't say it hurt the league. I do think whoever wins MVP this year, it's not a strong MVP because I didn't put it on our rundown, funny enough, but Joel Embiid deserves the MVP. Man came back and he's still averaging about 30 plus points a game. And like they haven't lost since he's been back. Like that man's been the truth since he's been back. He's really the MVP in my opinion, but they can't 65 rules. I respect the rule, you respect the rule.
Got
Things
it.
happen.
Got it. Got it.
So it is what it is when it comes to all that. But first news I wanted to talk about. So yesterday, Giannis got hurt, and
Mhm.
we already have been seeing that the Bucks have been like a little iffy. Even though, mind you, they beat Boston yesterday without honestly a healthy Giannis. They put Patrick Beverly in the starting unit. Do you think that's gonna like? What do you think it's gonna do? Is that actually gonna change him putting Pat Bev in the starting unit?
Mm. I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages. Pat Bevan is starting in, right? Like you get better defensively, right?
Yeah.
A guy that'll come over screens, pick you up full court, fire up your team, get down and dirty, right? But then offensively, he's a streak. I can't even say streaky shooter. He's not the greatest shooter, right? Teams are kind of giving him the three, right? We see
Mhm.
that. He's not really hitting at a elite percentage either. So it's a give and take. You know what I mean? But Doc Rivers, I have no faith in him. Even if he switches lineup or he doesn't, I don't have any faith in his coaching. I think someone said it best. I don't know if it was on Gil's podcast, someone's podcast. There's two teams. There's Doc Rivers and his team, and there's the Bucks.
Legit,
So
legit.
I like that take. I can't lie. So
The thing is, we're like three games left in the season. We're going to the playoffs. And you're making a starting unit change going into the playoffs. You're like, you know what? Let's change the dynamic to our starters.
hmm.
Take out Beasley, put in Beverly. Beverly is gonna like the fact that you need Beverly to literally bring you energy because Dame is not doing anything. And Giannis is not really Giannis is having a great season, or like an MVP type season,
He
but
is.
nothing's really coming of it. So it's weird, right? And then somebody said, I think I forgot what Pod said. Um, who has Dame made better? I almost hate that argument now because like it's kind of true.
The
It's kind of
Portland
true,
franchise?
right? They made them more relevant, but other than that, like, has they made anyone better? Is Dame more of like just an ISO player? Like he's just one of those people. Is he just an ISO player who's just better on his own?
The thing
He
with
shouldn't.
Dame, and I'm sorry to cut you,
No,
is when I'm watching him on Portland, it's CJ taking more ill-advised shots than Dame. Dame was more of a
right.
willing passer when I'm watching him on Portland, right? So it's just crazy dynamic now. That's what I gotta say.
I also think like at the end of the day, like we said in last pod, it's early. It's early. Let's give them some time. It may not be this season, but maybe next year with a fully healthy Chris Middleton to be a third wheel who can give you 19, 20 points a game, maybe this team will be much better, right? And maybe that's the important part for the Bucks. But I think me and you both agree. no matter what, honestly, I'm not sure if you agree with this statement. Maybe I'm crazy, but no matter what, say bye to Doc. Deuces. Like, say
Straight
bye to
up.
Doc. Like, I think we're good. I don't think you need him. Just announced like a couple hours ago, Drew Holiday signed for a 4 year, 135. What do you
What
think about
about
that
my ching
contract?
ching ching? What about my bling bling bling? Oh,
Like, he's gonna be signed from until the 2027, 2028. He's going into free agency this year. It says it helps them with their cap space. And I'm thinking of this team, how do they have money?
Boston is loaded. Like I don't know if it's just the city over there with sports, but they throw that bag. They spend that bag, I should say.
They're definitely gonna be third apron guys, but at the end of the day, Drew Holiday is a type of point guard that you're happy he's on your team. It doesn't really matter. Like even when he's 33 now, even when he's 36, 37, he's showing as long as he plays defense,
Yep.
he's a good like role player. He's a good like guy. Look at the Bucks. Look at the
Yeah.
Bucks.
They miss him.
They miss him.
I feel
They
like he
miss him.
was part of their leadership. Had some leadership role qualities, right? He's just a veteran. He won a ring with the Bucks already. He's one of those main three guys that contribute to the ring, right? So
Right.
what he brings to Boston, it could propel him this year. Who knows?
It could. And I think like that's why it's crazy. Dame is a better player than Drew. You know, we all put Dame top 10, top 15, or whatever.
Yeah.
Drew's not that player, but we automatically were like, you know what, Boston's better. Because of Drew Holiday, we're like, no, even though they got Dame, we're like, no, Boston's better. Because you're putting Drew to basically be the Mike Conley, the Kyle Lowry, the Chris Paul of like more younger version of these guys to lead these young guys and be like, hey, Jason, this is how you're gonna score in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna get you easy buckets. Jalen, this is how you use your left hand. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how you use your left hand. I will get. You're gonna do your thing. So I think that it's funny that like that's the case. But shouts out to him. I'm a little shocked that they paid him that much money. But with the CBA going up eventually, I do look at this, and of course we're Raptors fans. I think to myself, what could we have done for like Pascal or what could we have done for OG? Like sometimes I always think like we limit ourselves because there's money to pay people. There's money. If you want to pay someone, you can pay them. Like it doesn't really matter. And Boston showed that just now. If you want to pay them, you can pay them. The next thing is we have a playoff series pretty much set in stone. We have one already set in stone, and it's gonna be a fire one. The Clippers versus the Mavericks. It's already set because neither team can move up or down. I think Dallas can maybe go for fourth, but I think the Clippers have fourth. I think so.
That's gonna be
So,
a hard series, man. That's gonna be tough.
and we won't dive into any playoff previews right now, but just how excited are you for the series?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't lie. That's gonna be a nice series. And that's what people think. 7 games.
Seven
Seven
games.
effing games.
Yeah. And like they've played two other times with the times of Dallas lost, right? But that's like young Luka. This is a more for calling Luka a vet, but Luka's like 5 years in the league. Like this is a better version of Luka.
This is a 25-year-old Luka. So guys remember that. He's just
Yeah.
25.
Like and there's a fresh Kyrie. Like Kyrie is a difference maker.
We'll get
So I think that's gonna be so it's gonna be fun. I think that already we got a series this playoffs should be a banger. I
must
can't wait
watch.
for the rest of the seeding to show itself. Definitely can't. It's gonna be nice.
Must watch.
Luca.
That's
Luca versus Clips again.
must watch.
Let's go straight to reason for this whole pod is the what do you want to talk about first? Probably the awards or the first team, second team, third team. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's go with that. First, second, third team. And we can do
Okay.
all defense team.
Yeah, I didn't make all defense, but I can make it like in 2 seconds.
I got mine here still.
Both teams or just one team?
I got one team for all defense.
I
All
can
defense
literally
first
do
team.
it in a second
Yeah.
because it doesn't need anything. I've like already done it. I'm just missing a name. Um, okay, let's go. Like I can get that. Okay, so who's your first team All NBA?
Well, I didn't really go position, it's positionless, whatever. So, but still, you can mess with it, right? I got this is probably everyone's first team, right? It's
Mhm.
Giannis, Joker, the kid from Canada, Shea.
Shouts out to Hamilton.
Shout out to H Town, the real H Town. Fuck what you heard. Luka, Luka Mania, and that light skinned killer in Beantown, Tatum.
I thought when you said light skin, you meant Luca. Uh, so I have the same one. It's weird. Like I swear I heard some recent buzz of like Anthony Edwards. No, no, no. This is the five. This has kind of been the five. Like
Yeah,
since
it's
Embiid has been gone, it's been kind of the five the whole time.
because you're putting Joker, you're
Yeah,
putting Giannis, and you're
yeah,
putting Luka, and everyone
yeah,
knows Shea's having balling out of his mind. Okay, so you're putting those four. Who's
yeah,
the number one team in the league?
yeah.
It's Boston. You're putting Tatum, so it's
It's inevitable. Like
just
the five best guys this season, and mind you, like Jason Tatum has had a good season. Probably a quiet season, but he's had a good season. So
yeah.
I think it's something that we could definitely, yeah, it's one of the easier ones. Let's go to the second team. I think the first team was pretty obvious for both of us.
Yeah.
What's your second team?
Second team, I got Ant Man,
Mm-hmm.
I got Brunson,
Mm-hmm.
got AD, I got the Claw, and I got KD. Even though he's having a kind of season to me. You see what I'm saying? Phoenix is meh, right? But that's mine. What about you?
So sorry, can you say yours again?
Ant Man,
Mm-hmm.
Brunson,
Mm-hmm.
AD,
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi,
Mm-hmm.
KD.
Okay, so I got pretty much the same. I got Brunson, Ant-Man, Kawhi, Anthony Davis as my this.
Okay,
So I don't have Durant. Um, I'm gonna say some controversial stuff, clearly because that's all I like to do.
good,
I
good.
don't think I don't think KD, like I feel like sometimes we're picking KD, first of all, because we couldn't pick Donovan Mitchell, we couldn't pick like so much people. But we're picking KD, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't think he's had that, like he's had a good season. He actually has. That's why I said, but like I don't know, I feel like people are kind of almost boosting it just a little bit. But I see him in a lot of mocks. But the person I picked for that fourth, fifth position doesn't really matter because you're right, it is positionless, but I try to go with the positions a little bit. Is a person who I think is so underrated. And I think like I'm calling it racism. I'm calling it racism. This guy doesn't get much more love. I'm telling you, I think it's racism. Domantas Sabonis.
Okay, okay. I knew that was coming, man. I knew that
He
was coming.
he's had 50 double doubles, straight double doubles. I think he's still going on that streak. The only Kevin Love did. Something that after Kevin Love was like Wilt Chamberlain did. He's close to averaging a triple double.
Yeah,
He's one of the reasons why, yes, Sacramento's record isn't the greatest, and they're gonna probably go to the play and blah blah blah. Also because they lost two starters. Okay, let's realize that. But they have currently better records than AD. He's has close to record as KD, and he's putting up like really good stats.
yeah.
But we don't talk about him a lot. But
No,
Anthony Davis is a part of everyone's second team, but somehow Sabonis is not. I'm telling you, this is reverse racism. This is reverse racism. Sabonis deserves a lot more love.
he always does. I can't lie.
So I picked Sabonis. He's my fifth guy, and like I strongly believe like I once again probably crazy take. I almost may pick him over an AD. So I think Sabonis has been that good. I think
Been
it's such a
balling.
great season,
He's been balling.
and we just don't talk about it enough at all, at all. Your third team.
Well, third team, I got Chef Curry.
Hmm.
I got LeBron James.
Hmm.
I got Halliburton.
Hmm.
I got Sabonis. I
Hmm.
got
Thank you.
Sabonis.
Thank you, sir.
I
I think
got
that was for me. That was for me. Thank you.
no,
Appreciate that.
no, no. This is written. This is written. This ain't for you. This is written.
He deserves it.
And I got a maybe this could be controversial, but I got that alien in Texas. I got an alien over in Texas. Wembenyama. Yama, ma, ma. Wemby.
So mine was I didn't put Halliburton. He would have got it, but he like fell off the second half of the season so much. So like that's why I didn't do it. But he's a good choice for sure. Mine's Jalen Brown, just because they're about to win like 60 plus games. It's kind of you
But
gotta
they
have
only
two
won
of
60
them.
plus games. They're at 62 or 63.
Like, and the thing is, we're about to have two Lakers, right? And then like it wouldn't make sense for them not to. So Jalen Brown, Steph Curry, LeBron, Durant, Gobert. That's mine. I didn't pick Halliburton, but Halliburton's a really good choice. And like I said, sorry to Paul George, kind of Zion, and you know Donovan Mitchell too, because if he didn't do the 65 games, he's in. And then your
I
Victor
crossed them off.
Wembanyama,
I was going to pick them, but I crossed them off, man.
right, right. And to go to your Victor Wembanyama Yama take, I wrote this down on my phone. I said, if Victor was not a rookie, LOL. Because you know the thing is, if we're keeping it 100, you're right. This season, and like I see people put Victor like a top, oh, he's a top 20 player, and I want to argue it like, yo, he's not a top 20. I think that's like rude. I'm like, yo, there's so much man. You can't put Victor there yet. But I'm saying this season, if we're taking about the 65 game rule and how people have played and changed the team, yo, Victor's done his thing. I think Victor's the reason for like multiple wins for San Antonio, like 10 plus wins
Yes.
for San Antonio. And if he wasn't a rookie, I then ask myself, if he wasn't a rookie, would I name him in the All NBA? The answer is yes, I would.
Good answer.
Right? That's how good he's been. So I can't deny it. So I think the Victor Wembanyama pick from you is is top notch. It's top notch. I agree. I agree. He's been that good. He's been that good. I just feel like you have to pick two Boston players.
I, which makes sense. I know I picked two Laker players, and it's Lakers aren't that.
Everyone has. Everyone. Every time you look at a mock, everyone is picking two Lakers. But they've won 44 games. Boston's won 66 or 60 plus. And like nobody's picking the two guys that have led this team. And Jalen Brown has been really good this season too.
Jalen Brown has been good, but I'm looking at LeBron's been. I don't think Jalen Brown's going to be doing what LeBron's doing at LeBron's age.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I picked LeBron still. You know what I mean? I cannot lie.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. That's why I'm almost more okay with LeBron making it over AD. Right. And I know AD's had a really good season, but I almost would rather pick LeBron because I think LeBron deserves All NBA more than AD. Right? And there's guys like Bam who deserve it. Zion deserves it. There's teams like Paul George, like I just mentioned, deserves it. Halliburton too, but he's fell off a little bit. But there's guys. If Pascal and people, I've seen people talk about if Pascal was playing this way in the beginning of the season, he would be an All NBA player now. Even Julius Randle, right? There's
Right.
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
There's definitely guys, but pretty similar list. I think this season was one of it's a harder season to vote because like there's and this is when we get to our MVP talk. I feel there's no like and correct me if I'm wrong, but like there's no dominant players this year. Like no one's being dominant. Players are playing well, but no one's like like the way Embiid was playing in the beginning of the season. I feel like no one's doing that.
No.
Like it's just everyone's good this year, right? And it sounds like I'm saying they're mid. No one's mid, but like they just been good, right? I don't know. Okay, so let's get to our awards. I guess we'll start bottom up. Let's go coach of the year.
Oh, coach of the year. Shoot, I missed that one. But if I were to pick coach of the year, I'm picking. My original pick, Udoka, with the Rockets. I'm going Udoka.
I think if they won more games, he would deserve it. Like if they were like 41 and 41 and made the playoffs, I'd be like, you should just give it to him because he did the most with the least. Like he did the most with the least. I realized, sorry, we didn't do defensive team. What was your defensive team?
Defensive team, I got the Claw. I got Suggs. Not Jalen
Mhm,
Suggs. I got AD.
mhm.
I got Drew Holiday. And I got the alien on this list. I got Wemby. You have to put Wemby on the list. I know I
So
didn't go with Gobert. I didn't go with Gobert.
you do
Unpopular
not.
opinion.
Yeah, you do
But
not.
Wemby has been really altering shots in the paint on fast breaks. Guys have been running away from the lane. I don't remember seeing that from Gobert.
Um, so with the defensive team, you can go positionless. So I love your Suggs pick. I didn't put Suggs, but once you said Suggs, I'm like, he's the best perimeter defender in the league. Um, so yes, Suggs, AD, Herb Jones, because Herb Jones had a pretty good defensive season.
He's honorable mention for that. I was thinking of putting him because I love Herb on the Pels.
Yeah,
He's
he's
blocking
he's
jump
really good.
shots.
Victor Wembanyama and Gobert. Those are my five for sure. Sure, Kawhi's had a good one, but sometimes Kawhi is so like on defense, he's so back and forth nowadays. He's not as consistent as he used to be. But yeah, Suggs is great. You know who people like love is Jonathan Isaac in Orlando. Orlando has like there's some guys who can play defense. They're the best defensive team in the league. That's
And
why the playoff
they're like 23 years old or younger. It's crazy.
the playoff games for them against probably New York is gonna be the most boring games. It's gonna be like 95-95.
Or
Like
old
it's gonna
school,
be
like when Sprue and Allen used to on the squad. Push it
legit. It's
out.
gonna be old school. Okay, so we did coach of the year. My coach of the year would be either Boston or Orlando or OKC. So I'm kind of like tied, but I'll just go with the pick I made in the beginning of the year, which was OKC's coach. You did a lot with a young team, and no one predicted you would be where you are. So I'll go that. But yeah, if Udoka was like, if the man won 44 games, no matter what, I think you picked that guy. With the team that they had, no one predicted. Only honestly, you I think predicted this good, this good team. Um, let's get the easy one out the way. Rookie of the year.
I'll let you lead it off. I'm throw you the alley. Catch it. Just
He
catch it.
he he um he has been so good to the point that like like I said, like is he a top 20 player? Like I was literally gonna ask you, are we boosting this guy? Are we
No,
overhyping this guy?
no,
It's
we're
crazy
not.
we're not.
We're not.
He's just like that.
He's a rookie, not getting touches as he should get still. In an offense that's still trying to figure it out. And look at the numbers he's putting on. Could you imagine him with just a veteran point guard?
Crazy. Everyone says Trey Young, but I'm like, nah, like he needs like a young Drew Holiday, a young, like even like if he had like there's no player like this, but imagine a Rondo with a Victor Wembanyama.
That would work. That would work. Because
Like,
he wouldn't clog up because Wemby can shoot. Rondo couldn't really shoot, so it still wouldn't clog
right.
up. He can pick and fade or he can pick and roll.
That's I don't know. I just think like yeah, but Victor's easily the choice. It was like him and Chet for a long period of time, but then Victor just kind of
Yeah.
he's the man who lapped everybody.
Shout
He
out
lapped
Chet.
people.
Chet's been balling. Shout out
Right.
Chet. Shout out Chet. Honorable mention, but it's Wemby.
Who, who's your most improved?
My most improved, I gotta go my boy Maxi. You know, I feel like that's kind of obvious. Made an All Star for the first time, made that jump. So
Yeah, he's gonna win it. I also see, like I was saying, a lot of these awards are like pretty much done. Like we really kind of know who's gonna win. Well, the only one I think is up for grabs is honestly the MVP. But everyone is pretty much like decided. Made me coach of the year, but most improved. I didn't pick it most improved. I kind of forgot about the award. I think once again, like I could be being biased, but I don't think in the beginning of the season I did think Maxi and Barnes really are the ones who took a next step. But I don't think anyone took a next step. Like who took that step? Like Maxi was a 20 plus point game scorer last year who just got more touches because Harden's not here.
I
Like
hear
I don't see the improvement. I just see his touches got more, right? But he'll win it. He'll definitely win it. I don't think anyone improved like
I feel like the confidence that he plays with, you know what I mean? I guess that comes with because of the touches, right?
yeah.
He knows he's the second guy now too. So it improved him his mentality, how he attacks the game or whatnot, right? So that's what I
Yeah,
want.
like I almost feel like someone like Kobe White in Chicago, he deserves a little bit more love. But I also think like, well, Zach Levine's not there. Vucevic doesn't score. They kind of need additional scoring. So like, when he most improved, like did this person really improve himself? I don't know. I don't really see it this year. For most improved overall, I just don't see it. Next one, six man of the year.
Well, he's injured right now, but Monk.
Yeah, he's probably gonna win it. I'm not gonna lie. Just to be argumentative, I picked Norm. All right, Monk. I picked
That's a
Norm
good
and
pick,
Monk,
though.
but
That's a
I'm
good
picking
pick,
Norm.
though.
Yeah, yeah. I think what he does for the Clippers, oddly enough, when he doesn't play, it's like everyone has to do so much more, especially the scoring wise. He's one of the most consistent shooters in the league. He's a play finisher a lot of time, so I would give it to Norm. Norman Monk's stats are like borderline identical, but you just know that sometimes Monk goes into the games and scores 36 points for them because they need it, right? So I totally get the Monk decision. But yeah, I just picked Norm just to be argumentative. Now, the last award, if I'm correct, the last award. Did you do clutch? I didn't do clutch, but because clutch is more stats based to see
I
who's
didn't do
just
clutch. I didn't do
yeah.
clutch.
I think the clutch leader, like last I saw, could have been DeMar, but maybe Steph. One of the two people are like pretty good with their clutch. But MVP, who is your 2020, 2023, 2024 MVP?
Kid from Canada, man. Up in OKC, man. Shea. SGA, man. Real talk.
Why is he your MVP?
Why isn't he the MVP? Where was everyone's, who did everyone have OKC at the beginning of the season? Where did everyone have OKC? Not in the top three. Not at number one, not number two, not number three. You see what I'm saying? Shea has been elevating the guys since they're all 22 on the squad, right? Who's the veteran on OKC? Where's the veteran leadership? They're just young guys going out having fun, playing with each other, led by Shea. That speaks volumes. He's a good teammate. You can tell he's a great teammate. He's got these guys playing so lovely together. You see what I'm saying? And he plays
Mhm.
with such a pace. You can't speed him up. You can't slow him down. And the best player on the team, players feed off of that, right? You see how Chet is playing in his first season in the league. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for the future of OKC. And there's still SGA still hasn't reached his ceiling yet. Just know that he hasn't reached his ceiling yet.
I also went with Shea. Now to not just talk about Shea, I'll talk about like why I didn't pick Jokic or anyone else. Like I said, no one's had a dominant season. Like no one. Everyone's had a good season. Giannis had a good season. Jokic has had a good season. If the league lasted 10 more games, you know who would have probably won the MVP? Luka. Because Luka's getting a lot of buzz now, like a ton of buzz. Luka's gonna get he'll probably place third behind. I think Jokic is gonna win. But I don't think he deserves it, to be honest. I don't think he's had a dominant season.
I don't think so either.
Like he's had a good season, but Denver also like just won the title. I think there's like a mental when you win a title, there's a mental state that you're in. Like the Raptors after the title still won close to like 60 games.
Yeah.
Like there's a mental thing about after winning a title. Like you feel it. Like you feel it. There's it's something different. Um, so I think Jokic has been good, but I think Shea's been phenomenal. Like you said, you hit the nail on the coffin. Like, where's OKC without this guy? Where are they? Like, we were all maybe going like, okay, this year probably a play-in. Best case scenario, they're the sixth seed. They can
Yeah.
end up being the number one overall seed this year in a very loaded Western Conference. Now, the unfortunate part is no one believes in OKC in the playoffs. Like if the Lakers are facing OKC, I think I'm picking Lakers. I think most people are gonna pick Lakers. Um, I think that's the one team. Like other than I think OKC can pretty much beat every team. OKC is like 3-1 against the Warriors. They're like pretty good against Phoenix. A lot of they beat Denver a few times. They can kind of go blow for a lot of teams.
So yeah,
So
but playoff basketball is a
um,
little bit different. So we'll see.
yeah, so it's different, but I think that's where people don't want to pick OKC because in case they don't make it past the first round, they're gonna be like, oh, we picked the MVP, didn't make it past the first round. I just think this season, no one's been kind of crazy, right? No one's been crazy. Like
It's
if
kind of
Denver
it's been
faces,
Luka that has the most buzz this season. I'm not gonna lie, it's been Luka. It's been
yeah,
Luka. It's been what Kyrie's doing over there. It's been because you hear about it, right? You hear about it.
especially lately, especially Luka. Lately, like Luka's getting so much love, right? So much love, and I think it's deserved, but it's almost a little too late. We should have been talking about Luka earlier, because then I would be like Luka, right? But it's almost only like what you see, and but Luka's also been a crazy good this year. Shea's been the most consistent. Jokic has been great, no doubt about it. And he's played games, whatever. I just think if we're talking MVP, like
He has to go to
it
shit. He has
has
no
to
all-star aside from himself on the team. Is there
right, and then
anyone
like
close to being all-star? Who's the closest all-star in that squad?
it's
OKC.
checked.
Yeah, and how close is he really to being an all-star? Not,
Exactly, exactly.
you know what I mean?
And he's a rookie technically.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams is a third year guy, but like he wasn't he was never projected to be where he is. He worked on himself and worked well. Like they don't really have a center. Let's be honest. They don't have a big center. And I know the league's different, but they don't have a center like at all.
These are the
It's a good
MVP.
team.
Yeah, all these are like Joker. You have Murray, right? Even though Murray hasn't made All-Star, I don't think,
No, never.
right? But he's definitely better than Chet, for example, right?
Right.
And then you have Luka. You already know Kyrie. So, and those are the front runner MVP. You have Giannis over there with Lillard, right?
Right.
So it's like these guys have all-star, superstar teammates with them on the
Right.
squad to make their team even better, right? To make them even look better, right?
Right.
SJ doesn't.
Yep. Like in the future he will, but not right now. And like this is not like a voter fatigue off Jokic. If Jokic really deserved it. Like do I think Jokic is second, yeah, but I almost think it's like voter laziness, and it's all because like Jokic wins it because out of laziness, but it's all because the fact that Embiid got hurt. Embiid is the real MVP.
He is. He
It's
is.
clear as day because Philadelphia is now in the play-in tournament because of him. But imagine if he got injured way earlier in the season. They're like they're calling the season quits.
Yeah.
They're where Atlanta is, where Chicago is without Embiid. So like it's different. Tobias Harris and Maxey weren't doing that. Look at the records without Embiid. It's not the same.
Forgot about that guy Tobias. So yeah, he's still balling over there. Yeah.
You know what I'm
For
saying? Like there's no way. So yeah, I think Embiid's a real MVP, no doubt. Even the 30, 40 games he played, I'm like, I wish that rule started next year because Embiid definitely deserves it. He's the real MVP, hands down to me. There's no question. This like almost when he didn't win Rookie of the Year, went to Brogdon, but everyone's like, man, this Embiid guy should probably win Rookie of the Year, and he probably should.
Where's
Sometimes
Brogdon and where's Embiid? One's a franchise player, one isn't.
so, yeah. So that's our MVP. MVP both of our MVP is Shea. I think he deserves it. I think Luka. I 10 more games, Luka wins it, but it's not. We have 3 more games. Luka won't win it. Luka got to probably score like 50 points the next 3 games in order for people to be like, well, we're just gonna give it to Luka. But because eventually Luka's gonna win one. I think we've all said Luka has to win one. But for sure, I think it's Shea. It's gonna go to Jokic though.
It's not, but okay.
You think it's gonna go to Jokic? I think they're gonna give it to him.
It's gonna go to SGA.
I hope so. I hope so. I,
It's going. It's going. I know.
I hope so. I feel like the media is gonna pick Jokic. He's like the front runner right now. They did like their last straw poll, and it's Jokic. So I don't know. I hope not. But that's our awards for the season. I feel like we were pretty close to what we predicted this in the beginning of the season, which like if you think about it, flew by. Like I feel like that podcast was like the other day, and it season just flew by. But we still have the playoffs, and hopefully, if we get a chance to pod on a Sunday, early Monday, whatever happens, we pod, and we can talk about the previews of the play-in tournament, and then hopefully we can do another one about the actual playoffs because the playoffs is approaching. It's like not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday, and I think it's looking to look really fun, like really really fun.
Yeah.
Any last comments, YS?
Nah, man, nah, man. I'm gonna save that for the play in and the playoff.
Right, right, right. Shea for MVP all day. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys again. This is the DM podcast. Peace.